All right, guys, how do you feel with the holiday season coming upon you and you're a newly divorced dad and you are probably not going to see your kids? Are you arguing with your now or soon to be ex about who's going to have custody, who's going to pick the kid up, who's going to drop the kid off, who's going to get the holiday, who's going to buy something for the kids? She wants to spend so much, you don't want to spend that? If that's you, this is the show that we have for you today. So what's going on, everybody? It's the Iron Father. I am here with my man Derek. Derek, how you doing today, brother?
Hey, good day, man. Holidays. Coming to get some relaxation in.
I hope so, but man, that's what we're going to talk about today because for a lot of newly divorced dads, it's not going to be really relaxing. I think a lot of these brothers are going to be hurting. I think a lot of them might be down. And, I'll say the reason why I wanted to do this show is because one of the guys that gave me terrific divorce advice when I was in the midst of filing, and he said, Dev, when this is done, probably that first holiday is going to be the worst holiday you're going to have. And he said, you're going to look around the house and you're
Acclimation.
going to say, what's that?
I said getting acclimated, acclimation.
Yes, you're alone. And
Mhm.
usually it's the first time you spend holidays alone. Now, I'm going to say, for me, I'm not a holiday person. That's why the Jehovah Witnesses love me because they think I'm one. Because I'm like, I don't care about Thanksgiving, Christmas, 4th of July, Memorial. I don't care about none of those because I get to that later. I celebrated my own holidays with my family. However, still have to say, and I get into my stuff a little bit later, it was a change being, I'm going to say, left out of the holidays. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I hope you all like and subscribe. If this is something that resonates with you, share it to maybe a dude that you know that's going through a divorce or maybe struggling with this, because as we're about to look at, a lot of guys don't even talk about it. So let me share my screen here, Derek, and let's look at the first
Okay.
video. For some of these, I'm not going to play the music because these guys had music going on and I don't want to get a copyright. But let's just look at what this dad had to say in his, see if he has music. Yep. Struggles of watching everyone enjoy the holiday with family, knowing I'm spending another one alone. The holidays are always a struggle when all you wanted was a happy family. That's the truth. And then we have this guy here. And this dude, again, I think he had some music, so I'm not going to play it. It's only 15 seconds. Nothing can prepare you for how lonely Christmas is as a single dad when your kids are away at their moms. It's a silence that comes with the circumstance and with no warning signs. It's a weight you carry alone. And then this guy, I think I can play this one. And I think he really summarized it really well for those of us, depending on no matter what age your kids are.
Here's the difference with holidays. A single dad of little kids versus a single dad with older kids. When you're a single dad with little kids on holidays, the majority of the time you don't see them, so you spend those holidays alone. When you're the single dad of older kids like myself, you usually spend the holiday alone as well, except you get to pick them up and drop them off different places to hang out with their friends and go to things that you're not invited to. So those are the differences.
So let me ask, Derek, in your
Yes,
experience,
sir.
in your experience, let's do like we always do. Let's start out at the 30,000 foot level and then bring it on down. Initially, what are your thoughts on how it is for dads when they are divorced and it's now holiday season?
I mean, you said it first. It's that first time, even maybe the first two, right? Is because you think you may come up with the idea that it's going to change afterwards, but that first one is hard. You've gotten into a routine, or you've gotten into being accustomed to having family around, and now is you solo 100%. The holidays hit different. They really hit different. I know for me, I think last year was the first time I put up a Christmas tree or any kind of decorations in probably 10 years, you know? And it's just me. I don't need to decorate for me. I'm good. It's holiday is another day for me. So,
So why did you decide to do it then?
you know, when you start when you with other people and they talk about, well, you know, you should get a tree. You should somebody gifted me a tree. I was like, well, you know what? I can put it up. It's small. It's one of them kind of like them umbrella ones. Okay,
Okay.
it's one that'll fit on your island, your kitchen island. You pull it
Yeah.
out the box, boom, boom.
Right.
Got
No
light.
gifts
All you
going
do is
up under
plug it
there.
up. Right. Hey, it's good. It's a little festive. Okay, I can get with that. Maybe I can build on it later. I mean, even when I was single before, but didn't have a family, oh, I did it up, even for myself. I used to have lights all over the place. I
Mhm.
mean, instead of having night lights and all this, I had Christmas lights up.
Mhm.
Red lights turned to blue. Oh yeah, it was nice. I just stopped doing it. Just you get into a different mindset when you no longer have, because it's a holidays are strictly typically for family, and when your family has been reduced, eliminated, done whatever you want to call it, and it's just you, it's not the same, and you get
Yeah.
accustomed to it being just a regular old day. You know, if
Now,
somebody want to do something, let's do it.
do you recall how the first holiday was for you post divorce with kids?
Well, my kid situation was different. I think I've mentioned this a few times on some of these episodes, such that I was married and she had four kids, and I had two. We didn't have any together, so we had a massive Brady Bunch. I don't know if anybody remember the Brady Bunch, but on this, whoever listening, but
We over 50. They better know the Brady Bunch. That's our core
right.
demographic.
Good point. Good point. So that blended family was definitely there. So it was eight of us in the household, and reducing that down to one. I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, talking about a level of depression. That's why when we talk about these things, the reality is, yeah, we've been through it. I mean, it took me 2 years to go through that. And it was, hey, I don't even remember. It was like a blackout period for me. I run across people. Hey, yeah, you know, I appreciate when we went out. I was like, we went out. I don't even know who you are. I mean, it was that much of a depression for me that it was just a dark hole. And I mean, when you go through that, and especially when the kids are not yours, for me, it was literally a mourning. You know, I was mourning the four kids and the wife, if you will. But you know, you get over the wife because you that's just the reality. But when you have the kids, it's not even yours. You know, yeah, that's different. That's why I would just suggest to anybody, be careful of them stepkids.
Mm. It's
They're not yours.
it's so funny you mentioned that because just today we had a comment on one of the roundtable videos that I put on TikTok, and a guy said that it was one of the snippets that we made when we did our breakdown. Y'all definitely check out the show where we broke down this custody exchange that really did not look very
Mm-hmm.
well for one guy, and it was a snippet of that. And a guy made some kind of remark because in that we were talking about how hard it is. Sometimes you just got to tell the kids peace. Come talk to me when we get done with all this drama. And he said something like, and
Mm-hmm.
it's even worse with stepkids. So,
Oh yeah.
and I've heard the same thing even with my son on some of the struggles of him being a so-called stepdad and the struggles of going through that. So that's definitely a good point for all you guys out there that even have stepchildren that, I certainly never thought about because all of mine, I dealt with more of the feeling isolated because they were my biological children and I never cared about holidays, but
Mm-hmm.
I quickly got excluded from the family festivities. So for me,
Right. Right.
the first one, actually, the last year was the first one, and it really wasn't that bad. It was just me and my son. And so, quick background on how I roll on the holidays. The whole time my kids were growing up, because I started this back in the 90s. I got out of being a Christmas celebrator. And that was, like I said, most people thought it was for religious purposes. It was actually the exact opposite. It was because of religion and what I saw Western Christianity endorse this white Jesus. And I'm like, this is all backwards. Jesus wasn't born in December. If anything, the estimate is that he was born in March. And working in retail, when I first started working, I saw how nasty people were. It was Christmas time that we had to worry about the most thefts. People were their worst in behavior. And then, as my boy Rob used to say, as a social worker, and he worked for Child Protective Services for a while, he said, Dev, I hate when it's Christmas time because that is when the families get together and all the drama breaks out. So I realized, look, what is this all about besides buying gifts and stressing out? So when that first credit card bill comes in January, now you know how we do. Man, I got to file them taxes, get that tax return. So I had already started checking out, and my kids, they always knew it. But what I did was we celebrated and had our own holidays. So if it was someone in our family, like my parents' birthday, my friend's birthday, I mentioned Robert. Robert played a very pivotal role in the lives of my kids. So Robert's birthday, and later on, he actually passed away not long after his birthday. So we had the day, it was Rob Day. So we created our own holidays. So my kids always knew I played along just to get along. My ex-wife liked cooking for the holidays. She was a great cook. So she loved cooking on Thanksgiving and on Christmas. So, I wasn't going to be complete bah humbug. My kids got Christmas presents and things like that. But man, it felt good last year to not have to worry about that. And this year, I
Right.
really don't have to worry about it because even my 21-year-old has moved out. But I got to say, it was the year before that's where it hit hard. Because the year before, the kids knew that, okay, mom and dad are getting divorced. And, I might have mentioned this in one of the shows. My ex and I lived together until the divorce was finalized. My lawyer was like, I have never, and I'm about to retire. And I've only had one other couple live together through the entire process. And that's because they had so many assets. They were like, I ain't leaving the $1 million home. Trust me, I ain't got no $1 million home. So we were this. And so the kids knew we were getting a divorce. And instead of, I'm still thinking, all right, it's going to be Thanksgiving. Everybody's coming over to the house. So I'll still get to see the kids. That was still somewhat of the routine. But then everybody went over my son's house, him and his wife's house. And nobody really said anything to me about it. And it was like, whoa, whoa. So wait a minute, I done played the Thanksgiving game all these years with y'all, because I still like watching some football on Thanksgiving. And so now all of a sudden, because me and your mom divorcing, because what do we say again? Kids view the father through the eyes and lens of the mama. I guess it was like, well, mama got invited and all the other kids got invited. And they didn't even say, Dad, you ain't even invited. They just didn't say nothing. So,
Wow.
everybody went over there. And actually, let me take something back. There was something said because it was a little drama that started to try to get sparked, and I wasn't having that. It was more like, basically, we want to do it and don't want you to be there. It's like, what? Where's this coming from? That was the only
Right.
part that stung. But the cool part, I had somewhere else to go. So it was like, hey, I don't have to be here anyway. They all went over there.
Right.
And, thankfully, as I always said, look, I'm going to keep it 100. One thing, a woman ain't going to have her ability to cook and ability to give sex over me because I can get those things elsewhere. And I've proved it that Thanksgiving as well. But go ahead, after you went through that and you talk about the isolation, what were some of the ways that you got over it? I kind of mentioned one of the ways I got over it, but what were some of the ways you
Yeah, I
got over
mean, like I said, I mean, being stepkids and when you as a stepfather, there's two categories you can be. One of two categories. Either the stepfather is in the picture or not. The real father
it?
is in the picture or not. See, their real father was in the picture. We got along cool as hell. We had that conversation where it's like, look, this is how we roll. We had the conversation. My kids over at your house, you mean they act up. It's hands on over at this house. Do whatever you need to do, and likewise. So we had a good relationship, but it was painful because she had a big family, and when you get divorced, you divorce them too,
Yes.
and it shouldn't be. But I mean, it was a 100% disconnect from everybody in their house, in her family rather, and that was difficult as well. That the holidays where I was at the time a photographer, so I was always the family photographer, taking pictures of all the events and everybody that's going on, creating the memory books. And so I was a real intricate part of holidays and this and this, and I was really ingrained. Hey, I can't cook or look, but I'm in there taking pictures of everybody getting down to
Mhm.
festivities and seeing the people, the kids growing up and looking at all of those things. So yeah, that for me, that was mega hard for me. So, but I got through it. I just, had to pray about it, and I'm not such a religious guy, but it helped just to get outside of my head and
Mhm.
just see that, you know what, you see people for who they are. That made me view people differently, for sure.
Mm.
Relationships differently. Don't be so quick to jump into something.
That's what I was about to ask. Yeah, what that's interesting the way you put it. Don't be so quick to jump in. You mean in kind of
Yeah.
that stepdad type of role?
No, I mean, and as far as, because I would have never pictured. I met her and we got married relatively quick. I mean,
Mhm.
today I'm talking about a season, no less than a season, even getting into a relationship. That being a year. I mean, I think in 6 months we were married.
Okay.
It was quick, quick, quick. But then it showed me that people you meet can present you with their representative. The
Mm.
representative being the person that they're gonna put on this fake and falsehood and pseudo person and show you who they think you want to see until they get what they want, and then the mask comes off and you see the real person. And I was like, who is this
Mm.
chick over here? That's my
Mhm.
wife. I don't even know who she is. 6 months into a 10-year marriage, I knew it wasn't gonna work. And so the
Mhm.
reality is, you got to figure it out. I'm in it for the long haul. I'm like, I'm gonna put some dedication into this. Hey, again, marriage takes two, takes one to
Right.
make it fail for sure. One,
Right.
and she was one. So again, this is not a blame thing, but it's a reality when it comes to men. Like the whole point is, over 50, you have to be conscientious, learn from, and I'm gonna call it a mistake because it didn't work, and it may not be your mistake, but it was a mistake just the same. Uh, Take a look at it. Got to see what works. Holidays, well, find out what traditions you like, and you can have them for yourself. And if you
Yes.
got kids, older kids, you can maintain those and carry them on. But again, now it's up to you to maintain what you think the holidays mean to you. Remember,
Yes.
it's you. You don't have to. You don't have to put on a facade for nobody else. At the end of the day, and guess what? In the beginning, it's about your happiness, your peace. We talk about it all the time about your
Mhm.
peace. Figure out what your peace is. Like we always say, know yourself, know thyself. And ain't that what Matrix said? The metric Matrix.
Mhm. Mhm.
Know
Yeah,
thyself.
you're right.
Again, who did they say?
You're right.
Yeah, you definitely
Yep.
have to know it, go for it, make the holidays all about uh, whatever you want, whether that be you want. I don't cook, so make a meal for yourself. Have some folks over, have some parties, like you said. When you want to, I'm not into sports, so but have a, hey, throw some wings up, have a nice little Thanksgiving. What is it? What do they call it? The five turkey leg
Right.
Thanksgiving, whatever it is.
Yeah. Call
But
call up somebody.
yeah,
I mean, I think that's the thing. We've gotten away from, Big Mama making a grand Thanksgiving feast. I mean, of course, obviously
we already
women still do
we,
it.
we already talked about Big Mom and what she
Big Mama,
doing with
yeah.
that meal.
Well, how did Big Mama work to get that? You're right. Big Mama worked with that dude in that conversion van to get the money for that Thanksgiving dinner.
Ooh-wee. That
Well, Lord,
sundress meant something else.
you know what she did to get some Christmas gifts. That, oh yeah. But anyway, those years where most, we'll say most mothers were creating and having the big Thanksgiving feast, and everything was closed on Thanksgiving. Now that's not the case.
Mhm.
I always say there are ways that divorced women, our society is now set up for them. I was just at Discount Tire today, and for me, I mean, I'm not the G on the home improvement side, but I do like my car stuff. So for me, I'm looking at this long line of people to get their tire pressure checked, and I'm like, what kind of
Tire
man
pressure.
line to get his tires checked? I better not see no dudes in that line to get their tires checked. But there were. And so
Oh,
there are
oh,
ways.
you mean okay? I
Get
got
the
you.
air pressure. So I said, there are ways that obviously companies, businesses have adapted to more women, things that they aren't going to do. And guys, it's the same way for us too. There are some things that now you got different restaurants, they're open on Thanksgiving Day, they're serving Thanksgiving meals. And if it's going to be around Christmas time, you can still get a Christmas meal. So if you want to eat, you can still eat pretty well. And you don't have to miss
Chinese
out
place is
because
always
everybody.
open.
You said they don't care, huh? And that's that hard part. I like what you said because it goes back, and that's what I had to dig back into for myself. My holidays, my days have always been special for me. And I hope I at least ingrain in my sons, especially as they lead their families, that it's not about what everyone else is doing. It's about what you do for your household. Now, if they want to still celebrate all the holidays in their household, and especially if they got women, I get it. I know how it goes. Again, I did it for mine. However,
Right.
I think what you kind of touched on, that's the hard part. We talk about men being detached from their families. They work all the time. Men do this. They're not close. Da, 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 da. But is one reason men aren't close because the very thing when it all falls apart, that's going to be the thing that's going to get taken away from you. Who wants to show your vulnerability? Men sacrifice
Mhm.
enough. That's why I never got into Christmas. Another reason why I didn't get into Christmas. Why in the heck am I giving credit to some fat white man? I'm working at a stinking department store 6 days a week dealing with these bad attitude, funky folks coming in there. And I'm going to turn around and buy gifts for my son and be like, yeah, Santa Claus bought them for you. Look what Santa bought. It's bad enough I give credit to white Jesus for salvation, let alone Santa Claus for some Christmas gifts. I wasn't doing that. And so, because that was my thing, again, if my kids want to do that, that's on them, but that wasn't me. But you invest so much to, again, you go along, you do it for the kids, and then you get divorced, and everything that you've done, taken right off the table. It's like no one gives you credit for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Quickly too. They forgot
Quickly,
about it real quick.
real fast.
Yeah, I mean and the thing is and we haven't really gone into the step kids and all that stuff so much, but the reality is to your point before about kids view the father through the woman's eyes. I heard very little from my stepkids.
Mm,
Very little. I had one that invited me to her wedding, which floored me, and I was absolutely floored and gracious because it was a few years even after the divorce, and it touched me that she invited me, and
mm,
her mother didn't want me there, and then you see these same family members act like nothing happened. Oh, what's up? What's up, bruh? Really? It's been how long, and you my number never changed,
right.
and nobody reaches out to you. I mean, I went there for her, and I appreciate it wholeheartedly. But that relationship has been so tainted because of time, not because of my heart. But you can't jump back in no more. It's hard to reach
Yeah.
back after years of this and this when the mother, put that. Oh, you better not come see these kids, or I'm gonna do this and do that. We talked about that as well. It's just like
Hmm.
you see real people, and back to be cautious. I want to give you a whole season so I can see if that representative gonna hold true. If you're gonna be who you represent yourself to be, or the real person, please step forward. So
Yeah. Man, that's a great point because I think a good example of that representative comes out in what a lot of you guys are probably going through right now, visitation. Because it's bad
mhm.
enough when you have to work out visitation to see your kid. All right, I'm going to do every week, or I'm going to do every other week, or I'm going to do, summers or whatever. But I don't think anyone, especially for those who have younger kids, like my man said in that one video, if you have younger kids, you may start off not caring too much, or you may care more and you might not care as much later, or vice versa. Because when you in the midst of going through your divorce proceedings, y'all already trying to negotiate stuff with your retirement, how much maybe
Mhm.
alimony you're going to end up paying. And then you get the kid visitation, and then that gets thrown in there. And you may be worried about right now what we're going to do on a weekly basis. But how do holidays get handled? And now the chickens come home to roost. Now it's like, oh yeah,
Mhm.
I wanted the kids over my house this holiday because my parents are coming into town, and my parents never come into town. So I want to get. And she's like, nope,
Right.
I got the kids this holiday. And you like, well, can
Yep.
we make an exception? And she may be like, nope. And now, or vice versa, the dude may be the one doing that. And she may be
Right.
saying, nope, I want to change it. That was how it was definitely with my son, my oldest son. The majority of the time, if it was going to be a change in arrangements, it was going to come from his mom. And that caused a
Hmm.
whole lot of friction. Whole lot, because I'm like, nope, this is what we agreed to. This is what we're going to do. And man, it got
Yeah,
a
get
lot.
it in writing.
Oh,
Yeah,
it was writing.
that's the crucial piece is that somehow, and that's a very good point that you try to put it in writing as much as possible, but things happen, things change.
That's it.
But at least you have something in writing to say, hey, you at least gave some effort towards it. It may not work out, but you have something.
And I think that's the tough part. Let's say if a dude is getting divorced and his kid is 5. Right
Hmm.
now, Christmas may be very, very important. And in writing, let's say in writing, he's supposed to have his son or daughter, we'll say every other Christmas. So 5,
Okay.
7, 9, blah, blah, blah. By the time that kid gets, let's say we go odd number years, by the time that gets 13, that kid's supposed to be coming over his house. And the kid
Right.
says, I don't want to go over dad's. And mom says now, because when we was 5, that was what the court mandated. And they
Hmm.
always kind of stuck with that. But now the kid and got a little tall. And now mom is like, well, I think they're old enough to make their own decision what house they want to go to. And now when the kid's saying, I'm not going over dad, or the kid say, I don't want to go over dad's. Now, what does dad do?
He's stuck. It's like,
He's
oh,
done.
okay. But the other thing is that you don't play fair. The mother should be saying, you know what, this is his time.
Yes.
Going over there. But no, they give them options and say, "Oh, you got an option?" No, you don't have an option. We still parenting you regardless, and nobody they don't. And I'm not going to just say it's the woman. It could be both, but either one.
Mhm.
But they come together. The old saying is, you should do it for the kids. I mean,
Right.
I've heard of some situations where they've done way too much for the kids. But when it comes down to it, they should be in agreement with parenting. I know when I had my oldest son, got along with his mother extremely well.
Mm.
Obviously when after we broke up and stuff, we parented very well. She knew if my son knew that if she said, "I'm gonna call you daddy," I don't have to be there. He gonna straighten up because I'll be over there in 5 minutes to take care of some things, and vice versa. If she said, "Hey, your mama said that this is the situation that she has a punishment for you," I'm carrying that over because you did
Yes.
something to earn that. So that still happens. You don't get a free pass when you're over dad's house. We don't play that. Oh, I'm gonna use this against you because this and that, and I can get away with this with mama. Nah, nah. We're gonna parent just like we were together. We not, but we together when it comes to you.
I gotta
That's how
say,
I.
I'm sorry, that hits home, that analogy you used, because it was the opposite with me. So I don't think it ever happened for Christmas, but what you said really hits me because my son would be put on punishment at his mom's house for doing whatever in school usually. And it's like, I don't want him going anywhere. I don't want him playing his game. I don't want him to. Okay. So he come to my house like, yeah, man, you can't play such and such. Your mom said you got in trouble in school, blah, blah, blah. You can't play with it. And then I got to deal with him, sulking and,
Yeah, yeah.
but he goes back over to her place, let's say Sunday evening,
And she let
by,
him off
by
punishment.
Monday. And I'm like,
Yep.
hold on.
Oh, it was a
Dad
setup,
didn't
brother.
know
It was
how
a
to do.
setup. Setup.
Set
Yeah.
up. And then one thing I
That,
realized that even if it came to her going out, well, that was her soon to be son husband or being made, that was her companion. So it's not like she's going to say he can't go anywhere. Well, then why did y'all go to the movies? Because she wanted to go to the movies. She couldn't leave him home. So he
dude.
has to go somewhere fun.
Yes.
He has to go to the shopping centers. So I
Yes.
could imagine that happening with a lot of guys around Christmas time, especially us old black dudes. Oh, you want to cut up? You ain't getting no Christmas gifts. You don't appreciate what you done brought this report card home full of D's and F's. You ain't getting no Christmas gifts. And then she goes, well, I think he should be able to still get Christmas gifts. So you shouldn't be taking Christmas away from him just because of his grades. And then what
total
do you
flip.
do?
But again, hey, that was child number 2 for me. So I feel you.
Oh,
Complete opposite. Oh my goodness. I'm like, man, oh man. Ooh, wait, be careful who you have a kid by. You may have to live with it for the rest of your life.
the conversations people don't have. The conversations we don't have. That's
Right.
why we're trying to tell you guys. I know, as Ice Cube said, when the nut came gushing, you ain't thinking about it. You are not thinking about it. We're having this conversation to give you guys, I don't care how old you are, and I don't care how young you are, it's still going to be the same boat. Even if you are in the house with your wife or your girlfriend, these type of problems can happen. Now, if you're living with a girl and you get her pregnant, again, you're not thinking about this. You might be looking, does she have a good job? Can she afford to pay the rent? Blah, blah, blah. But I think, like you said, that representative, man, we don't know how that representative is going to play with the kids when it comes now time for visitation and holidays. Because it's a dirty game.
Yep.
It's a dirty game. And
Very.
kids 9 times out of 10 are going to side with mama, especially on holidays. Because number one, just by the fact that generally she might be the cook in the house. And then
Yeah.
secondly, I always said, what's one of the busy travel days? Or what do people do? They take mom out to dinner on Mother's Day and they go travel to see mom on Mother's Day. I don't hear about Father's Day being that big of a travel day. And nobody going to church with dad on
Is
Father's
that a
Day.
day? Wait, Father's Day? That's a holiday?
That I think it is. I think it might be
I
right
didn't
there
get
with
the memo.
Grandparents' Day or something. Something like
What?
that.
That's a day too? I didn't get
Might be
that one
like
either.
maybe Secretary's Day or something. Dad, Father's Day
I
falls
heard
around
that
somewhere in there.
one.
And you're right. And that I think that's that good example. That's the other thing to go back. I'm gonna play these videos again real fast. I think that's that other part with guys, we aren't going to show that emotion. So when we go back to this dude, for example, playing his vid, you see he has emotion. And but we do what we do. We're gonna be at work, we're gonna be doing our thing, and it's just gonna be like, man, this mess is getting to me. And the same thing I think goes with this guy as well. You know, ain't nobody seeing that look he have on his face while he's standing there with all the alcohol behind him and and the peanut butter and
Right.
jelly and some
I checked
crackers.
that out. I was like, yeah, you got it.
Right, right. And and I look at some of and of course we got a woman chiming in saying some of us moms are in the same boat. Again, it's like can a man just enjoy? Women say men be mansplaining things. Women love jumping in the comment and start women splaining. Well, we go through it too. Okay. And it's not just men, unfortunately. Somebody else said, I will have my son with me after he was with his dad the last 2 Christmas. This year is my turn. But you know what? I don't think, I guess maybe because he's a tatted up dude, got a tank top on, he got more women in his DMs because he got a lot of a lot of women
Yeah, he does.
commenting on
Ain't
him.
mad
Man,
at him.
any dude, I know. I hope he at least talking to some of these chicks then. Um,
They should be making him a sandwich instead of the crackers
yeah,
and peanut butter. Just saying. He got to be doing something else. You got all that alcohol. Invite somebody over.
exactly. You ain't lying. They sit up there. What in the world is this? They sit up there climbing in the DMs. Go ahead and make that man a meal. Make that man a
Right.
doggone meal. Do we have any
Make daddy a
guys?
sandwich.
Right. I felt this. Stay strong, man. That's good.
There we go.
Man, ain't hardly no dude. Oh, let's see if this guy has any guys on
I
his.
mean, come on. I mean, you know us fellas. We don't need a whole bunch of fellas around. You gonna have you know this guy got nothing but women on his.
Oh, you ain't lying, and you right about
You
that.
I mean, come on, bro.
Yes,
That's a given on this one. This is
yeah.
100% stage, but I mean, he got some reality in what he's saying. But yeah, you know,
He knew how to pull the heartstrings.
oh yeah, without a doubt. You ain't gonna sign. You're not gonna find too many guys on this one, if at all. You may find one out of 100, maybe.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, here, nope. I was gonna say Joey Gonzalez, but nope, not ready for this. Oh, that
Or it's
must be him.
KC.
Which one's KC?
Oh, that's
Oh,
his.
there we go. I
That's his
noticed
mother as a single mother.
single
So
mother.
no, I
It's
can't
no
see the
dude.
pictures. I don't mean no offense to anybody. I just can't see the pictures on these so good.
They so small. Oh, he
Oh
does have.
wait, there's
There's
highest
one.
coconut, whatever it is.
Yep. I don't know what USO. Y'all know y'all using language that we over 55 we don't understand.
I think
USO.
that's a military thing.
All right,
U.S.
let's start
officer or
over.
something like that.
Maybe, yeah. Let's start over. Find the one. Well, I hope that whoever that is, you understand there is no such thing as the one. He probably thought that was the one when he got with that one, and he realized he's alone again. Let's see about this guy's comments. Man, maybe it's because his TikTok is nothing but women on here. Maybe that's part of it too. So, ladies,
I
if y'all
mean,
want to
come on.
slide
I
up
mean,
in the
let's think about
DM,
it though. Not too many of us have male friends. We when it comes to men, I mean, if we know 100 of them, no more than 10 gonna be men, unless you're in a men's group of some sort and you got
right?
something that's a male activity. But true, yeah, it just doesn't happen. It's all good though.
And I think this speaks to it. And guys, I don't want to do like on there. And I say this every single show. Let me know and let us know in the comment section below. So dudes don't feel alone out there. We had a great
Yeah.
discourse on one of the other videos. I'm not gonna put my man's name out there and stuff, but it was one of our videos where we were talking about dating and how jacked up the dating market is and everything. And this guy went in, man, and really shared his experience. And I really, really appreciated it on, how he felt. And he said, I'm out of dating at 41 years old. I don't want to have nothing to do with the dumpster fire that's out there. So that I'm
Mhm.
sure resonated with a lot of guys. My man Carl that watches the show does the same thing. He'll comment on like, yeah, I'm kind of out with a lot of this stuff. So men, feel free to chime in because you see the ladies are chiming in. And ladies, we aren't saying that you aren't going through this. We're not saying this at all. Again, can we just have our own safe space? To use that word. Um, but really, what we're saying, and I'm going to do a show this week on this actual phenomenon going on right now, and that is still when we look at over 70% of divorces are filed by women, good, bad, or indifferent. When you have that many women filing for divorce, and the man obviously is not filing, and then the kids get taken away, there is some extra loneliness that goes on in there because he may be like, "Look, I didn't want to have nothing to do with the divorce. We're not getting whose fault it was or whatever." The bottom line, he didn't go to the court and say, "Give me some papers so I can break up this family." And so that's what men are
Mhm.
struggling with, and that's again, it's
Yeah,
not a blame game; it just is.
it's interesting that we do talk about how women file for divorce more often, but I'm gonna be honest with you. My wife left me, and I can because I couldn't maintain her lifestyle was literally what she said. I couldn't maintain her lifestyle, but I divorced her.
Mm,
She left. I'm like, what am I saying? Well, I'm not like some of these folks that stay out. Why would I want to be married to somebody that don't want me? I don't want nobody that don't want me. And you don't need to give me continuous hints about it. I am so good being by myself.
hmm
So
hmm
I mean, it'll be nice. It'll be interesting to see the statistics of the men that file for divorce at the behest of the woman per se. Like
Yeah.
in a situation like mine, she left, but I had to divorce because why would I linger on with that? What's the point of that? Let's close that chapter.
Yes. And I think to be fair, that's probably the case of that 70%. There's probably a lot of women that are like that. Back in the old days of our parents, it's like the dude out there may be doing his thing or he may leave and she still doesn't file for divorce. We get what I again call the old school black divorce, where nobody divorces,
Mhm.
they just stay together for decades until somebody dies. The girlfriend thinks she's getting his pension. The ex gets the pension. Surprise. But now I think the women, if that dude is gone, like you said, he might have exited the marriage at first. He might be living with somebody else, whatever. And she may just be like, "Hey, I'm not staying around here. Let me go ahead and file." So I think you're exactly right with that too. I wish we could probably get that granular with the stats on some of the reasons. But
Right.
go ahead.
We talk about even I know this is about the holidays and stuff like that, but we talk about men at our age finding women in general that are still married, that are not divorced because they did the same thing. They just separate. I literally ran into a woman that was married and separated for over 20 years. And I encouraged her. I was like, what? What are you doing? Well, I just never thought about it. What do you mean you
Wow.
never thought about it? You are literally attached to a man that's not even in the country anymore. What in
Wow.
the world? And she eventually got the divorce and stuff, but it's just like, what's the point of that? And I personally won't get into a relationship with anybody that's literally and legally attached to somebody else.
Amen.
Uh-uh.
Yep. Yep.
Not at all.
That's it.
And men, don't do it. If they don't have enough respect and consideration for themselves, and I hate to say this, but the reality is, take care of your business before you want to be my business. How am I going
Mm,
to call you anything of mine when you already legally somebody else's? And it's not about being property, but you didn't take care of due diligence and do whatever it was to ensure that you are truly available for the next guy. Now I gotta wait for you.
mm.
Don't go out here being single, saying I'm single. Wait, no, you're not single. You're separated. There's a big difference.
Yes.
You're not
Yes.
divorced. You're separated. And
Yes.
black folks don't believe in the legal separation when you file for it. I don't even know what's
Right.
the point of that.
Right. Right. Exactly. Now hold on, Derek. I gotta play devil's advocate here. Let me play Simp's advocate. No. But she's the one, man. I didn't, I just fell in love
Yeah,
with
see
her.
somebody else's one.
Well, but she told me she's gonna leave him.
Did she?
And she said she's gonna leave him. They don't sleep together anymore, and he's always checked out of the marriage anyway. So she just does her thing.
Okay, so why she didn't get a divorce? So when I'm with somebody else and not you, and I'm dating another person or multiple people, why you have something to say when you are literally still married? You the worst of the worst relationship. You are literally legally attached to someone else. If he died or you died, your stuff go to him.
Which is
You
really
are
why she's staying
attached.
married. She just don't say that.
Oh, I know. I know. There's some, but some of them legitimately whatever. But yeah, we still got. Well, I'm on his insurance.
Hmm. Hmm.
Whatever. You still got that level of attachment. So don't claim to be single and available.
Right. Or
You
for the
you playing the
kids, for
game.
the kids, because it actually does tie into this conversation. Because maybe they
Okay.
don't want to spend, maybe they all still come together and do holidays together. And she likes that aspect of it. She likes the family. And so she doesn't want to break up the family. So on the holidays, she at least still wants to be with
But
her
she don't want
kids.
to want to be a part.
She doesn't what?
She wants to be a part.
She wants to be a perk?
Right. Apart. She wanted to be
Oh,
separated.
oh, but together on
So
the holiday.
why did you come back together for the holidays?
Because it's for the kids. And he is a good provider. I mean, the kids get a lot of good Christmas presents and stuff from him.
From who? From
From the
from
husband,
me?
from her husband.
He got another house, right?
Maybe. Because they all say we ain't sleeping together anymore. They all claim that, men
Yeah, well,
included, especially.
but again, and you started off saying it the right way. I'm gonna play Simp's advocate.
Because that's the line of reasoning that they're going for.
Oh
That's
yeah,
what.
well, like, oh, we can do it. We can have fun. We can do this and do that. Don't ask me about giving you claim to this and claim to that because you got a part to do too. If we're gonna be in a relationship, you have to come with your part just as much as I have to come with my part. Your part means you're available for me to have you. And again, we ain't talking about no property per se, but don't a relationship is talking about you're committing yourself to someone. Well, if you got commitment on paper, believe it or not, legally, that's the only one that matters.
Mm, that's true. That's very, very true. Very true.
Don't know what
So
to tell you.
that leads me to then the next question. Around this
Sure.
holiday time, let's say a guy has been divorced for, I don't know, we might still say this is his first year, official year being divorced. And he has another
Okay.
girlfriend. He has his other
Okay.
girlfriend. And he says, hey, kids, and they could be young or old, and especially if they're younger, because the kids have to be there. Hey, kids, um, my new girlfriend, Sue, is going to be joining us for the holiday. Do you think he should do that on
Okay.
holiday one, or do you think he should wait, at least go through another year before. Because I mean, in some states, like in my state, they recommended you don't even introduce your kids. And of course, it's age dependent. But the general rule, oh, I see where this is going to go. The general rule is you don't introduce your kids to someone new for a year after the divorce. So if we took that, so I guess let's take the timeline off. What would you say? Do you think he should wait, or do you think, hey, look, this Christmas at Dad's house, and if I want to have my new girl over, hey, y'all, here's Sue.
You want me to really answer that question?
I
All
want you
right,
to
so
answer
here's the
that
deal is
question.
nobody gonna tell me what I do in my house. I don't care if you
Mm,
talking about brother man from the court. The court can't make no suggestions. Please. They're the friend of the court, they're mine, and they shouldn't be a friend of yours. Don't let somebody interject what you should do. It's what you feel comfortable doing. If you don't want to introduce Sue to your kids, then you don't. You don't listen to nobody else about what you do, about your heart and what brings you peace. If you like this
mm,
chick and you digging her, hell, she gotta meet the kids anyway. I don't. But to that point, I had one date when I got divorced. The first date was with her 3 or 4 year old daughter at the park. Well, if she don't like you, I don't like you. I'm not doing
wow.
things with your 4 year old child. Well, that doesn't even make sense.
That 4-year-old is such a good judge of character at four.
Right.
See, you didn't realize what a savant that 4-year-old was. See, that's what it is.
Apparently.
Obviously,
But
that chick
but
showed her level of maturity. I mean,
yeah,
wow.
needless to say that the and it showed afterwards her level of maturity. But again, my point being, nobody tells you what to do. It's not a 1 year, 2 year, whatever feels comfortable for you. Because no, I can't tell you, you can't tell them. Nobody can tell that other individual, male or female, how they should run
Mhm.
their household. That's your household. But when they're in my house, I'm gonna do what I want to. I'm not looking for nobody's permission. I'm not looking for an approval. I'm not looking for no comments. You can keep that to yourself. That's why we got separated. That's why we got divorced. I'm moving on.
Ooh, but guys, comment down below if this is how it goes. It's Thanksgiving, and we're going to stick with our Sue here. So dad invites Sue over, and kids get to meet Sue. You know what those kids gonna do when they get back with mom to go shopping on Friday. And we met Sue, and Sue did this, and then mom, we can't do this anymore. Mom is so.
Right.
I see you introduce them to Sue. We didn't talk about when we were going to introduce the kids to somebody else. Blah 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 blah. And man, it usually gets on and popping. Don't let Sue buy him something for Christmas.
Wait. And back to peace. I've already talked about this. It for me, we talked about mother number two. There was a number of years where I did not respond to mother number two
Mm,
on any of her little flaky comments she want to say, like, why you bring Sue over? Guess what? I'm gonna act like I never even got that message.
hmm
My peace stays the same. It's when you interject that your peace changes. That's like
Yes.
when you ask somebody a question, guess what? When they say yes or you say yes, that's the only time something changes. Otherwise, no's mean nothing changes.
Mm,
So, no, I don't have to respond. And I
mm.
didn't. Felt good. Yep. Crazy talking again. We're going to leave that one alone.
Man, amen to that.
Mm-mm.
I think this is where it's definitely a good point of that age difference. Because yeah, sometimes we do have to respond if you're dealing with little children or something like that, if something pertains to the kids. But you and I both know that text you get about they met your new girlfriend and blah blah ain't got nothing to do with the kids. So you don't even have to answer
Nothing.
it. And that's
Nothing.
just feeding some fire. Because you better believe when she introduced the kids to John, number one, I bet you the kids ain't even gonna tell you. Bet you they not.
Don't tell your daddy.
Don't yeah, and kids are so intuitive enough to know, and this ties into the whole holiday thing, why generally moms win, if I can use that term. Because again, if dad is kind of like, you know what, I am sad, but I'm not gonna show it. I just do what I do. We're gonna watch football, whatever. But mom is gonna be like, yeah, I hate being alone on the holiday. It's really sad not having anybody here. I just wanna
Hmm.
and moms emote, tell those feelings, and little Shirley or Johnny, they hear it and they don't want mom sad. That's another reason why they'd rather be over mom's house on the holiday than over dad's house
Because
on the
it make you
holiday.
feel better. Yeah.
Yes, it make them feel better. So yes, when John comes over, I like for you to I just want to introduce you to my new friend John. And the kids gonna real. I mean, I'm sure it's gonna be some that may have that relationship with dad. Or guess who we met? But by and large, like you said, if mom really feels that the kid's gonna go say something, look, don't tell your dad. It's none of your dad's business what goes on in my house.
Or better yet, this is a work friend. This is a work friend.
Work friend,
Yeah, your work friend spending the night, mama.
cause he
Yeah.
working it all right. He
Right.
working it
Right. Right. We have special lunch times.
exactly. Exactly, man. That is so true. All right, we're gonna close this up in a few minutes. So as we kind of talked about, we already hit on some of the tips for dudes. We touched on the visitation aspect of it. Let me ask this. In your preference, what would you say if dudes are about to be divorced and they are getting ready to go through that stage where they have to negotiate holidays? What advice would you give to them?
Put it in writing. We talked about it before. You mentioned it again. Pick even or odd days. You get even this, you get odds with this, and but be strategic because there's special holidays. Like if you got a woman, I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. If you have a daughter, 16, when she's turned 16, do you? Because that's supposed to be a special one for the kids. Sweet
Mm,
16, and if you're Hispanic, maybe even 15. Whatever that day is, you got to pick and choose. Are you willing to do what it takes to get that one special for that child? If you have them. So understand that those types of things should be a consideration, but be realistic. I mean, if it's 12 holidays, it's typically one a month, right? All right, every other one, flip it. Next year, flip it. Keep it going. And know that when they get at a certain age, they going like you said before, I don't want to spend time with them. So just think about it. But go for it. But definitely get it in writing and flip flop it every other week. Don't forget about the birthdays. Don't forget about Father's Day, Mother's Day. The funny thing about Mother's Day is it can be the opposite. Well, I don't want my kids on Mother's Day because I
mm,
want my time to myself.
mhm.
Those types of things. But again, do it what works for you. You are separated. You are divorcing the woman or the other person. It's not about what works for them. So your peace is what you're gaining and trying to strive for throughout this process. Your peace, not theirs.
Yeah,
Go from
amen.
there.
I would chime in and say if it's a case where you are in the negotiation process in that stage, figure out whether you want to do every other holiday. So here it is Thanksgiving, she has the kids, and then you have the kids on Christmas. Then New Year, she has the kids. That is probably a way for everyone to share in the experience. However, that's very confusing too, because
Mm-hmm.
unless you're going to be meticulous on who had them on what holiday, especially depending on how old your kids are, it's like, wait a minute, I had them last. No, you didn't. I had them last. And you might have, and then it gets overlapped because the question may be, when did you pick them up? Because, well,
Right.
technically, you didn't really have them Thanksgiving, or you had them most of Thanksgiving because you picked them up at 9 a.m. And so all of that, just know that's a risk. Another thing you could do, this is kind of what I did with my oldest son, with me and his mom. It was more of a we'll just split the day. So again, that was kind of confusing, but it never was really that much bickering because again, I wasn't really into holidays, so it worked out well until Father's Day. And so the hardest part was for him to go over his stepdad. They went and spent Father's Day with his stepdad and not with me. I never forgot it.
Back in the
And
face.
ultimate, ultimate. And I appreciate his stepdad. I mean, his stepdad was great, but I knew that I didn't it didn't have anything to do with him. It has something to do with my son and his mom because there's no way in the world I would have allowed that to happen to her. But again, it was
Right.
me. Nobody cared. Um, And so think about those things. Think about how you want to do those birthdays. If you want to split the day up, it can get pretty confusing. And do know that while you may be, this is easy to deal with when the kids are, let's say, 1 to 10. It's pretty easy because what you say generally goes. But as we noted, when those kids start getting old enough to express to mama, usually, I don't want to go. I don't like going over daddy's house. Dad's always da 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 da. That's when it gets to be a problem. So, as Derek said, have it in writing in your court documents, and also let it be something you revisit even as the kids get older, because
Yep,
you're creating
for
something that's
sure.
going to last. If the kids are 5, that's going to last another 13 years. You don't know where you're going
Yeah.
to be and she's going to be. So,
But there's another piece of this as well that I forgot about. So when you're doing and negotiating the holidays, you also have to talk about what if the holidays falls on or off my visitation time? How does
ooh,
that impact that? My normal parenting time. Oh, it's on the weekend. Well, it's my weekend, so I'm supposed to get them. One, you have to put in there what supersedes. Do the weekends, scheduled weekends, supersede
mm,
holidays, or do holidays supersede weekends? Or previously arranged, understand my language, previously arranged parenting time.
yes,
All right. So these things have to come in because that becomes a massive. It's my weekend. Well, and then here's the other one. Don't forget about vacations. I wanted to take a
yep,
vacation and do this and do
yes,
that. Well, it's my weekend. You better figure it out. These are the
yes,
things that come into play big time, big time. Well, the kids are off this time, and he wanted to go here. Still my week, still my holiday. Know what you will give up and know what you won't.
man, that's so true. Because
Get
as
it in
they say,
writing.
the woman that you are married to is not the woman that shows up in divorce court. And so, and I'm sure it's the same with guys as well, but it's definitely that way with women.
Right.
So you are going to, while it may seem like, oh yeah, she may be accommodating there, that's a great point. She might not be, because depending on when it falls, good luck with that. That
Yeah.
negotiation, good luck with that.
And,
That's a great point.
and, and I don't want to make this come off to say that this is we're bashing on women or anything like that. It's not a matter of that. It's just a reality of it. I'm talking from a male's perspective and what provides peace. I've been through it. Dev, you've been through it. I mean, I got 2 kids. I got a one that was great, fantastic, best one you can think of, and one that was yeah. Mm-hmm.
Camera
They were
froze.
good
Camera
at it.
froze
Yeah.
there. Camera froze. Yeah, that's what it
No, that
was.
wasn't a freeze. That was a pause. Yeah. I'm gonna make a point. Yeah, pick one. The one in the middle. But yeah, yeah. So it happens. It happens. You're gonna get them.
Oh, keep talking. Let me go ahead and make sure my order is good. I told you I have my order coming
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and knock that out real fast. Keep talking to the audience. I'll be right back.
Okay. No, but so it's important to make sure you have those things identified and put in writing because it'll come back to bite you. Like Deb pointed out, make sure that you have an opportunity. Even put it in writing if you want to. Some of these things can truly be all in writing, or you can leave some things up to interpretation or revisit later. But saying something, hey, we revisit this every 3 to 4 or 5 years, and to renegotiate different times and things of that sort. I mean, holidays, weekends, Christmas. I mean, school breaks. I mean, because they fall in different times, and even when the kids have times off, who picks them up? You need to also talk about those types of things. Emergency contacts. If you're involved in your children, please be on their emergency contact. That's extremely vital when it comes to these types of things, and even during the holidays. Sometimes they may have a holiday break where maybe you can do some chaperoning of your own and do some things with them on those holidays and stuff like that. So definitely be open because the ideal is here. We talk about peace, but you also have to present what's peaceful for your children. You are setting the precedent for them. You don't want to show them that it's always going back and forth, bickering and fighting with the mother. And you got to be open and remember, children only know what you teach them. And if you teaching them that this is the way to be, that's the way they're going to be. All right. Don't raise no son husbands or what we call it. I don't know if we got daughter mothers. I don't know what that situation is.
Right.
But gear your children to be not. a menace to society and know how to be respectful to others. But it starts with being respectful to themselves and to you all.
Good
So
stuff.
parents, that is. So
Good stuff. And
yep,
and
yep,
I
yep.
I'll add, I think as you noted, it's not about bashing women. Because here on the Iron Father show, we do not believe that men and women are the same. So I always say, I don't hate a fish for swimming, and I don't hate a bird for flying. So because of that, there are just some battles that we aren't going to win as guys. So when it comes to the feeling battle, obviously the woman is going to feel bad if she's not with her kids on the holiday, and kids pick that up. So of course they want to comfort her. If you're getting divorced, you realize now you are going to be looked at as strong and you can make it, regardless of how much pain you're feeling. But everyone, including the church and probably your own family members, are going to run and comfort her. That's just how it is. And that doesn't make her evil, but that just means that her expressing her feelings is the same way that it's no different than if a woman's screaming. If we scream, people run away because it's like danger's happening. If a woman screams, people run to her. Two totally different reactions, how we're wired. So that being said,
Good analogy.
this may be an area where you may be able to don't shut down. Don't go to where you're not going to share how you want the holidays to go. Let your kids know and let her know. Because if you just act like I don't care and you don't make me no difference, and then she takes the kids and they go do their thing, don't be mad when the kids aren't coming through. Like we already discussed, yeah, once you put your how you your viewpoint out there, your feelings or whatever we want to say, yep, the very thing you put out there is the very thing that's going to probably be used to hurt you. But at least, especially if the kids are of a certain age, you can let them understand as your father, it's very important that you spend this time with me. I really want to see you on these days because, like you
Right.
said, with the kids, when they do get 18, 19, 20 years old, they're going to flip it back and be like, well, Dad, you didn't seem like you wanted us there anyway because you hid the fact that you really did, you know.
Right.
Um, and then if
Right.
I can offer a suggestion, and feel free to throw one in there as well. As I started off saying, I started off setting my own holidays, and like you noted, set up your own things. It's your house. It's your house. So whatever your holidays and how you do holidays now that you have your own new family, which maybe you and your new girlfriend, your new wife or whatever, it's the new rules that you set for your place, not what the rules that were set with your old family. And the kids are going to have to learn, hey, things a little different now. And that's okay. So maybe you might start doing things on Christmas Eve. Maybe Thanksgiving isn't that big of a deal. And since we're
Right.
talking about the holidays, I know for me, New Year's is a big deal. My kids met my girlfriend on New Year's Day. I told them, I don't care about Christmas. They knew that. But I said, y'all know all your life, New Year's was the day for me. Because if you died 1 minute after the year change, automatically your tombstone changes and gets amended. That's another year. That's how
Right.
we mark things. That's why the birth year is so important to me. So that was important that, okay, now I would like all of you to come over for that. We don't have to do Christmas, and that's okay. And I think that took some pressure off of them, at least I hope, that they don't have to worry about what house they're going to go to. But again, all of mine were 18 plus. But I got to say, man, no matter what age they are, it doesn't get any easier because even if they're 18, 19, 30, if they all go over mom's house with their new wife or their new husband and they go over on the grandkids, you touched on this with vacation. I'm going to tie it into work. The hard part is if you say, hey, let's get together on this date. Well, dad, we got to work. The wife got to work. Kids are in daycare. Sometimes the holidays, that's the only time you can spend time with everybody. And if they go over mom's house, yet
Right.
again, you trying to fit in, maybe Father's Day, because usually your daughter is going to be with her husband on Father's Day and the grandkids, and your sons are going to be busy getting Father's Day, hopefully celebrated by their wives, and then and then their wife will take them over to his father-in-law's house or the guy or her
Right.
father's house, even if they're dating, and you still like, dang, where do I fit in this equation?
The male side, you can forget about it. Male, the kid, the son's father, forget about it. Yeah, I agree with you. But we haven't even talked about some people, some of us travel for work. That
Mm.
impacts parenting time.
Hmm.
So back to make sure and holidays, don't get me wrong, holidays as well. So that comes into play too. If you get certain holidays off, like sometimes some companies I've worked for example, get the last 2 weeks off. Some of them get the June and July, some a week or so in throughout the year. That's vacation time. Maybe you want to go take a trip. These are the types of things you put in your divorce decree, your parenting time, so that you
Yes.
can already have that stuff baked in. Even if they go to school, you can still say, hey, that's the time I'm spending with my kids, period. It doesn't have to always correspond with the children's schooling schedule. It doesn't.
Mhm.
It's whatever you want it to be. Because at the end of the day, you're still that parent and in charge of those kids just as much. Hear what I'm saying? Just as much as she is.
That's
So
right.
you have just as much rights. And make sure you ask for, don't forget about consideration of legal and physical custody. Legal is when you make the decisions as well, equally with her. Physical is where they reside with you physically.
Yes.
So those are two differences. Make sure you understand that there are two correlations or two categories in dealing with the kids: legal custody and physical custody. They can have two different meanings or it could be the same.
That's good, man. That's very good. Very good advice. Very good advice. I'm going to piggyback. It's just a word of caution to gentlemen when they are in this. Be a man of your word too. Because I think sometimes, again, we get mad that, well, the woman planned this and she's like tripping. Well, why do you want to come get the kid and whatever? And it's because the dude may not have said when he's going to pick the kid up or when he's going to pick the kids up, even though they might have something on writing or maybe they don't have. I mean, woe to any man that doesn't have anything in writing, but I'm sure a lot of you guys may not. And so if she doesn't know how to plan her schedule, and like you pointed out, that's important because it's still about the peace for the kids. And this is where is no need bickering with her if all you had to do is tell her, hey, a week out, these are the plans that I have. Now, again, and you made me think of it when you say at work, because I thought of some guys that may get called into work or something like that. And that is totally, she needs to understand that as well as vice versa. She needs to get that. But a lot of dudes, y'all knew y'all had the days off, or you knew you had to work. And then you just may at the last minute be like, oh, yeah, I'm not coming over. And then it's like, maybe even the kids were looking for you. Be a man of your word because, especially if you were in the home and you set that pattern that I'm going to be there on Christmas or I'm going to be there on Thanksgiving, the kids got to go through that adjustment as well. And so they're going to be
Right.
expecting you to be there. So don't let your new hot piece of tail, maybe she's 35, 30 years old if you're over 55, but otherwise, don't let that one keep you away from your family because that's when your kids do have a right to be like, Dad always spent each holiday with us, and now he's with young Susie and the young Sue. That's when
Right,
it's like,
right, right, right.
no, you got to make this work. That's a way to lose your kids over your new flame. And that I don't know, I don't care how hot Sue is. That may not be worth it, my friend. May not be worth it. You set a pattern with those kids,
Yeah.
keep that pattern going.
Yep. Yep. Very, very good. Very good. Yeah, definitely be a man of your word. For sure.
Yes. All right, man. Well, we put another one in the books. Thank you for your expertise and knowledge in this area. I always appreciate it, brother.
Hey man, thanks for having me, man. Nothing but good times. I love the conversation. For
Yeah.
sure.
Matter of fact, hold on before we go. What are you gonna eat tomorrow on Thanksgiving?
Man, I wish it was a Chinese joint that was open.
I thought you said they always open.
Yeah, but
This is what we get for living
man,
way
I
out
live
in
in
the
the
boonies, man.
boondocks. Yeah, I live in the boondocks. The place that it was a Chinese joint that was here. It was real good. Yeah, they
uh,
closed.
man.
Man,
Well, well, let me
I'll
let
figure
me
something out.
let me break down to you what I'm gonna have,
Oh,
man.
here we go. Here we go. Here we
Yeah,
go.
break this down, boy.
Let me
I
get the
went
list. Let me.
get you ain't even got to write it down. You gonna remember. Matter of fact, maybe you can get there before they close. I went to Walmart, got these $5 subs. I'm gonna eat half. I ate half today before we started recording. I'm saving the other half for tomorrow, man. $5 sub. And then I might just make me another one on some pretzel bread. Or I might go ahead and make me a salad. I don't even know. I don't even know.
Pretzel bread. Pretzel
Man, I
bread.
love that pretzel bread. Now, it's not the mac and cheese, the cranberry sauce, the turkey, and all the other stuff. But you know what it is, man? It's peaceful. And I
It
gotta quote,
is.
I gotta quote Proverbs. Man, I wish I would have had this pulled up, but the book of Proverbs, in there, Solomon says something like, "It's better to have just a morsel of bread," something like that, and basically have peace. And man, that is
Yeah.
so true. That is so true. Because
Oh, yeah.
I'd rather
I'm
have
not
that
pressed.
sandwich.
Oh yeah. And here's the thing: Thanksgiving. I don't think everything is closed. I think they open like on Sunday. I don't
Yeah,
think.
a lot of places are. Yep,
Yeah. So you can always go grab you something. Oh man, I gotta eat dinner.
yep.
We go get that sub.
That's
Hey,
it.
Little Caesars. I love me some pizza, man.
There you I didn't think about treating myself to some pizza on Thanksgiving. That I'd rather have
Man,
that over turkey any day.
it can be dry sometimes if you don't know how to cook it.
Exactly. I'm a ham guy. I do like the ham on Christmas time. And
Oh
we're gonna
yeah.
talk, we probably touch on this topic a little bit more during Christmas because we got to get into the finances, the money, things like that. Because Christmas opens up a whole other Pandora's box. But this is a good
Oh
overview for
yes.
sure. Right. Yeah, that's gonna be our show in and of itself. Sorry, man. Thank you very much, sir.
Happy
And
holidays to everybody.
yes, sir. Same to you. And I'll just let you all know. Again, I'm splitting the fitness stuff over to Built After 50. If you want to follow and you want to work on getting your body together, look, the holiday season is coming. Y'all know I can't go without saying, why in the world you gonna wait till January 1st? You know the success rate with that isn't good. DM me now if you want to start getting your fitness game going. And if you need a coach to really make sure your macros, the things you're going to eat, we keep that under control so you can hit the new year with some momentum. And you don't have to think about what I should eat, how am I going to do this, where I need to exercise, what exercises do I need to do, how much. Let me handle that for you and take that load off because you got enough on your mind right now. That's going to be on Built After 50, but definitely contact me at Join Iron Father if that's your interest. Otherwise, the main thing, again, this is the main channel we're going to be focusing the fatherhood content with, as well as, again, men over 55 or over 50 getting divorced or have been divorced and they're dealing with issues like this. If you want some coaching and you need some one on one and want to dig deeper into your particular situation, email me again, joinironfather@gmail.com. Go ahead and reach out to me. You can also find me at The Iron Father on Instagram. Feel free to send me a DM there and let's continue the discussion and talk about some things to help you get through these holidays. Because, I'm going to talk about, like I said, I'm going to go in this a little bit further, but even men and self-deletion during this time of year is no joke. And this is the time where a lot of guys do feel lonely. They may be able to make it through other parts of the year, but this time of year really hits. And so if you need someone to talk to and have these conversations, don't hesitate to reach out. So, all right, y'all, until next time, thank you again, Derek. We will holler at
All
y'all
right.
on the
No
next
problem.
roundtable.
All right.
Peace.